Hello, everyone. Welcome to the MovieJar
Oh,
podcast.
you
The
said.
podcast.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
You
I
said.
said
Oh,
clap.
for
Shut
fuck's
up.
I
sake.
heard clap.
No, no. Okay. Anyway, welcome to the MovieJar podcast, the podcast where we watch movies and shit on each other, and Chris goes to sleep. Um.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then
Uh.
God damn
uh.
it, Chris.
Fucking damn it, Chris. Um. We moved just a couple of boxes today. Um. To this week's
fuck
movie.
you. It took me like it was a 5K walk from Roma to get home. So,
That's a good point. Wait, you
Why
what?
did you walk from there?
because I
Anyway,
wanted to walk.
before we dox ourselves any further.
Listen,
Okay.
home was uphill both ways.
I guess. Anyway, just give out our addresses, by the way.
Yippee!
I am Alex. I am an animation student, and the movie for this week was Nimona, the hit queer kids film kinda from last year. That if you go to any sort of art school, every single T-boy and non-binary person watched and then probably cried. I had
That's
this
why I
on my
was so
list.
shocked you hadn't seen it before this.
Okay, look, man, not a good queer. Uh,
Bad queer. Bad.
What the
I was
fuck?
gonna make that. Ah!
Never do that again.
Don't do that again.
Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yes, um, it it's a pretty damn good film. I was pretty surprised with it. I will admit it's one of those movies which has always been on like my list since it came out because I've been like, oh, like so many of my friends really want me to watch this film. I've got to watch it, and then I just never did because I just I didn't wanna, and so I put it on the list as a way of turning my self-care into work, which I've noticed I do. Oh well. Anyway, Kaya, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Kaya. Um, yeah.
All right,
I have a
Cameron.
web series coming out next month.
What's up, Wasteland?
What's up, Wasteland?
Oh, sorry, peak mentioned. Hi, I'm Cameron. Go watch the fuck. Oh my god, why are you still here? Go watch the other episodes. This is like episode 26. You would know that if you watched the last episode because I made the same bit. Anyways,
Yeah, that's why I
what's
didn't
up?
laugh this time.
Aw, that's just a bit mean.
I'm Chris.
And you fell asleep.
I'm a sleepyhead.
Mm-hmm. You goddamn right.
He just gets so Chris, get into a cold bath right now and record the episode from in there. I know that's what wakes you
Bring
up.
your whole setup into your bathroom.
Totally.
No, Chris
Kitchen
and I were having
included.
before we get into the movie, Chris and I were having a discussion today about how the optimal time to wake up is 5:30 because the cold breeze demands that you get out of bed.
Yes.
I don't agree,
I'd
but like,
rather die than wake up that early.
Haha.
Like, genuinely.
oh, shut up, childcare worker.
The
Well, the rest of
weeks
the
that
world
I
sees me
had
too.
the 2 weeks I had to be at work at 5 a.m. because they fucked up my rosters was pain, especially because it was fucking winter and it was still dark out.
Painful.
Shut up, you have to look after children.
Anyway,
No, I'm saying that sounds painful.
I'm recycling Alex's joke.
Okay.
less empathy. Anyway, I wanted to ask how exactly did we all feel about this movie first off? Maybe I should drink so that way I'm better at asking questions.
I was. I didn't actually know what to expect going into it. I was told I avoided this film, same as Alex, because I had just been like it was one of those films that, oh, I'll get around to watching it because it's really good, because everyone's saying that it's really good, but then I never actually do. Because it's like, oh, what if it's not as good as I think it is, and then people crucify me. Um, but I was disproven. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and it was very fun. So yeah,
All right, that's fair enough. Um, Kyle, leaving
Um,
Chris your last for a good reason.
I enjoyed it. I just like I don't know. It was surprisingly dark at times, but then at the same time it felt like too childish at the same time, you know? I don't know. It the tone seemed to shift a little bit too much. That was a little bit jarring. Maybe because I was also playing Minecraft at the same time as watching it.
Oh my
But
god.
I paid attention. I just needed something to do
You
with my
hurt
hands.
You hurt
I was playing.
me.
Hey, I was playing Balatro the entire time.
Oh, for fuck's sake. That's even worse. But I
And
liked it. I don't know. It felt like it wasn't a movie that was like for me, so I didn't like connect with it a lot.
You both hurt me on levels that are just not understandable by man.
no, I think that's also similar with me. It did not seem like a movie that targeted me specifically. I am one of them queers, um, but not that brand of queer. You know,
I thought it was
if that
quite.
makes sense.
Oh yeah, Chris, before we get into your opinion, you were the one who actually convinced me to watch this film. Not all my queer friends, my straight ginger gym rat of a friend. Because I remember completely unprompted after you watched this film, you came into the Discord server and you went, I just watched Nimona, and you know what? I think I finally understand the non-binary existence, and it nearly made me cry. Is this correct, Chris?
Yeah,
What did you think of Nimona?
it was pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah? Just pretty good?
The thing that I'll compare it to, if you liked How to Train Your Dragon, it's got a similar joking and animation style to that. At least that's what I felt. So if you enjoyed the original How to Train Your Dragon, I think you could give this a chance and find some relative enjoyment to it. Also, if you're just like interested in, I don't know, seeing a practical example of, I don't know, queer identity, it's pretty goddamn good. So, yeah.
What exactly do you think this film what exactly do you think this film nailed about the queer experience that made you understand it better?
It I feel as though Nimona in in a fair bit of media, I think they overdo certain aspects of the queer experience versus Nimona is almost entirely a practical example of like uh their thought process and sort of what goes on. Well, actually that's really weird coming from me.
No, that makes
But
sense. No,
I
this is
guess, but
it tracks. I will ring a buzzer if you say anything that's bad. Go on, keep cooking, King.
It's all right. It's all right, King. We give you the pass.
that's not what you should do in this situation. So I feel as though in media, people focus on one aspect or another of the queer experience. In Nimona, it is a example of a person who is queer with just some decent reactions and actions from that person, living in a world that does not necessarily accept them. That sounds like it's sort of hokey, but it is different in practice
Hmm.
because it's a more complete perspective, at least in my opinion.
No,
It's
I
also
think
not
it definitely.
forced, and I really hate it when character is forced.
I
So,
suppose. I I don't necessarily agree with sometimes the forced thing. Uh, I think that there can be bad writing, yeah, but I think in the growing age of writers, you know, most of them don't understand the queer experience, and so they simply just write a character being like, "I'm queer," because that's just the
I'm a
only way that they
fat.
understand it. Yeah, pretty much. Cameron has to pause. Cameron, don't leave us, our two
No,
viewers.
I don't. I'm straight. No, I'm joking.
Oh my god, you're gonna get us dreamed.
Ugh. But yeah,
We don't say
to
that
the
man's
audience,
name in this podcast.
to the audience, if you would like to either watch a funny movie that is similar in its art style and joking uh sort of style to like How to Train Your Dragon, do that. If you're also interested in like seeing a good example of queer experience, yeah, it's good for that as well. Just like don't get caught up in the weeds of it. Enjoy the movie.
Yeah, I'll admit to that. I mean, the thing is with Nimona is that their fucking queer experience isn't necessarily like inherently dangerous. Like, yeah, sure, Nimona could turn into a monster, but mostly they just turn into like a cat or like a a shark which likes to dance. Like, I don't know. I really found that to be a good way of synthesizing um a metaphor that really underlines like a more gender fluid experience and like the experience of the experience of not really fitting in with where exactly you were told to be with society, like being a shifter, trying to find your own way in the world. And I don't know, it really resonated with me. I really, really enjoyed this film. Like, I want to ask you a question, Kaya,
Yes.
in a bit, but I really did enjoy this film. I think that its art style is one of the only things which has actually done its art style well in 3D. But Kaya, you said this was a me movie. What did you mean by that?
Um, it just gives you vibes. I don't really know. It
It's got
What do
you
you
it
energy.
has you energy, Alex. That's all.
what's
What's that supposed to mean?
Yeah, no, I want to know what me energy is
I
real
don't
quick.
I don't know, okay? It just seems like the kind of movie that you would like.
Okay. You know what? Sure.
Am I wrong? You liked it,
I
right?
mean, I liked it, but it's just like
Well,
I was just
shit.
curious. I was just curious if there's like if there's a way of telling if something's a me movie.
I don't know. It's I don't fucking know. It's like the
Then
queerest of
figure it
queer
out.
movies that I've seen in recent like times, and it's about like
Uh,
love and acceptance. I don't know. That just strikes me as your kind of vibe. I don't fucking know, man.
yes. Mad Max Fury Road, the queerest film to ever exist.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, man. Oh my
I don't
god,
know.
that
Well,
Mad Max
echo.
Fury Road is pretty gay.
well, um, what's some points ahead for this movie? Why am I brain farting? Ah! I did have some points for this movie when I watched it. I thought it was quite good. Oh yeah, I really loved in this film how the transphobe gets blown up with a death beam.
Let's go.
Yeah.
The J.K. Rowling stand-in gets blown up with a death beam.
Yippee!
Ends up accidentally killing herself. I did like how the whole like changing of society's view of monsters wasn't so easy as just being like, you know, oh look, she lied. It was like, oh yeah, but then she just turns it on its head and pushes it back. I felt that was like realism isn't the right word, but I felt like that was a good way of really underpinning the issues with societal change. As much as I love Transformers 1, if the ending had just been like, oh yeah, and then and then like all of they went to see Sentinel Prime. Transformers One spoilers, by the way. Anyway, they went to go see Sentinel Prime, and they released the video to everyone. Then everyone immediately was just like, "Let's go and start a revolution." Uh, then it's like that'd be stupid. But like they managed to fix it with that movie by having it be that Megatron just straight up executes them before any like societal change can happen, and then half
Iconic.
of half of Iacon, like a decent portion of it's implied that a portion of Iacon will leave to go join Megatron to uh to form like more Decepticons. I don't know.
Hmm.
That one was was quite. I liked that a lot more. In this, I quite liked how when they release it, people are like, "Oh yeah, down with the institution." And the moment that the feds post something which is like, "Actually, Lamau, it wasn't me," everyone's like, "Yeah, kill the big evil stupid lizard, kill that little girl, kill kill the girl with a pitchfork." I don't know.
I think the word you're looking for is accurate.
Yeah, it's accurate. It was quite accurate, and I liked that. I liked how they had to commit to societal change. It wasn't just something that happened.
Yeah.
I like how at the end it's implied that um
Go on.
it's implied that Mr. Golden Gay Boy renounces his armor and everything and just lives his life as a normal man. Because they both none of them are like being crowded around by people as like knights or celebrities. They're instead just like in the park together. So it's
Mm.
implied that they gave up the system of monarchy and knighthood as soon as they realized it was wrong, which I like. I don't need everything to be Doomer. I just want things to be a little bit more accurate, so that way when you get to the good ending, it feels better. If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes no sense. I think for me, I do also really like the accuracy of a lot of this stuff because I think it's very important when you're presenting some a piece of kids media to give a very concise picture of what actually happens. Um, because kids aren't going to understand a lot of subtext. But they will understand a natural change happening in front of them, right? So it's a lot better and a lot more of an effective tool to show that progression of the society at the end, rather than just being like, oh yeah, society got better, Lamau, because that doesn't do anything. It's just like, oh, it's a fairy tale, right? But it's a bit of extra realism. Not again, not realism. Bit of extra what's the word? Meaning? Yeah, I think meaning is the word I'm looking for. Um, that the kids can understand, which is quite important. Especially for this movie's not target audience. The target audience is the gay people. Um, but it's animated, so therefore kids will watch it. And it does teach a lot of important lessons, which I very much enjoyed. Um, so yeah, that's my thoughts with the movie. Um, other than that, it was very pretty. I liked it a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna give. I'm just gonna give it straight up a 9 out of 10. I don't want to give it a 10 out of 10 immediately because if there's things that I haven't considered yet, there is possibly. So I'm not sure.
You're leaving some room in case it's like
Just
uh,
in case.
just in case.
Just in case my opinion changes, yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Kyle, what was one particular part of the movie you actually really liked? Go on.
Why do you say it like
What
that?
was one?
Um,
Um,
Next season, we're gonna have to pick more objectively bad movies.
Mm.
um, I think like the when they uh it's like when after they when was this? Fuck. Bro,
describe it.
it's been like 2 weeks since I watched this movie, man. Um when they're like escaping from the palace and there's like the kid on the road and Nimona like pauses and like turns like into the little girl, I was like, oh,
Oh, that's when they're
it's like, oh, baby.
that is when they are she's pretending to be the killer child.
Yes.
I believe so anyways. I
Wait, no,
actually
no, no. That's when they're breaking. That's what Ballister attempts to tell his boyfriend that like the
Yeah.
whole system is a farce, and then they escape.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
And then the kid being like, "I'm gonna kill you because you're a monster." That was sad. That
Just
nearly
like,
provoked tears.
man, they're just a little guy.
Yeah, how could you?
They're just a little guy.
Yeah, look, I think it's hard to me to review a movie that I really can't find much wrong with. I think for me, this wasn't the movie that I. This wasn't a movie directed at me. Um, and I think this definitely affected my experience of it. But I still understand what it's trying to portray to a degree, and I think that's very important to. I'm trying to find the right words for it. I think it's very important to teach this sort of lesson regarding, well, just plainly gender identity with how much it was discussed in the film. Say, the whole thing of I'm not a girl, I'm a boy today. Stuff like that. Like it's important to teach that in all of kids' media. Um, like for example, a movie that doesn't do it. Uh, The Secret Life of Pets 2.
Yeah, that's one of the most popular films on Netflix in Australia right now.
Fuck off it. No, it isn't.
No, it is.
I'm not
I'm
surprised.
killing myself. Ah, yes, the movie where a Shih Tzu has a black scent and is a stereotypical black woman. Awesome. Yes, fun. What lessons is that teaching your children? Anyways, that's my rant on Secret Life of Pets 2. Sorry, that just came into my head. You tell my meds have worn off today.
God damn it. I really liked this film. I think that it's arts. I think I commented before I had to go take my dogs out to like that I think it's one of the only things which has done its sort of art style well, and I'll elaborate a bit on that to give something to talk about. A lot of like animated 2D animation started off with sort of the Disney style, but then an evolution of that was sort of like if you look up the concept art for this film, you'll notice it shares a lot in line with like more Pixar-esque concept art, somewhat like DreamWorks concept art. It's this certain kids book style that translated very well to 2D animation because it was quite appealing and shapely. But when trying to add it into 3D, it's always been something which I think gets lost in translation because the character becomes so smooth and they aim for everything to have cellulite. And they have like realistic lighting and whatnot, and it ends up not looking good. But with Nimona, I think it's the first actual like the art style within Nimona looks straight off some of those children's books and straight out of and frankly is the best I've ever seen it look because maybe it's with advancements in technology, maybe it's also because they just that for a random ass Netflix movie they were like, yeah, let's cook for a second. Uh, but
Well, I mean, it was originally from like an actual like studio. It wasn't supposed to be for Netflix, but then the studio went bust, and so the story got brought over to Netflix or something along those lines.
wait, really?
Yeah, it
Damn.
was gonna get like whole story was gonna get canned or something, but then I saw it on I saw this on.
It was made by Blue Sky.
Oh, that's what it was. It was Blue Sky.
Oh my god, no way. Oh, I'm so pissed at them for making Spies in Disguise and Ice Age and
Yeah,
and Rio 2.
so basically after Disney acquired it, it was cancelled, but then Annapurna and Netflix picked up the film, and so they got all the stuff that had been made, and then a lot
Oh.
of the Blue Sky staff also came over and finished it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently.
Oh my
Huh.
god.
What?
Ambrosius Golden Loin was
Yeah, it's
voiced
Eugene from Try Guys.
is Eugene. No wonder I like them.
Yeah, when I saw his name in the credits, I was like, hey, wait a minute. That's the Try Guys guy.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think the art style it replicates those like 2D shapely drawings. Ballister Boltheart is probably one of my favorite looking characters just because I love his stupid face. I I love his stupid pointy face. I love all of his expressions. I love Riz Ahmed. Riz Ahmed um is like one of my favorite like actors. I don't know why. I just really like him. Uh, I also liked Ballister's whole arc of like having to prove that he wasn't the villain, only to kind of end up becoming the villain because he was like, this system actually sucks. I'm gonna tear this shit down.
Which is
Oh yeah, did
baller
you
as
know
hell,
that
by the way.
RuPaul is in the movie too?
Shit, yeah, I think I saw that. Who does RuPaul play?
Nate Knight.
What?
Some random knight is
Why
RuPaul.
is RuPaul from RuPaul's Drag Race in this movie?
I don't know, man.
The
It,
RuPaul.
Cause it's gay. It's gay. Of
Oh,
course.
that makes sense.
Yeah, it's gay. Oh yeah, Nate Knight. He was the announcer. Oh my god, of course they
Oh,
got RuPaul. Of course they got
that
RuPaul.
checks out.
I love RuPaul. A drag queen.
A drag
I am the
queen. I
queen
am the
of
queen of drag.
drag.
Bro, Jimmy Kimmel's like whole career like flashed before his eyes in that moment.
Yeah, the week afterwards he was like, "Oh my god." Like
What have I done?
It's like, oh my
yeah,
god,
the
I
week
almost got
afterwards.
cancelled.
Yeah, he said that. He was like, I didn't know if that was the end." Like
Serious? He said that?
he said that the week after. He was like, "Yeah, we went a bit viral last week, and yeah, after I said that, I was like, oh fuck, I got something wrong. I'm gonna get cancelled."
Oh shit.
This is
Jimmy
really
Allen
funny.
is Jimmy Allen is funny when he breaks character. It's just like you see under the veneer of like a nice guy he puts out there, you see just a man that's tormented by the spot that he's in. Like he's like a rat that's slowly realizing that they're on a hot plate but doesn't want to, do much about it.
Welcome back, Christopher.
Hello, Christopher.
Hello. Um I was gonna say something else. Oh yeah, I also just love this film because it's a fantasy film. I said it. I there should be
It's
more
not.
fantasy films.
It's not specifically fantasy though.
Oh yeah, I
They
loved
ride
the
on a
okay, so
Fucking
basic okay.
dragon.
I have been craving a high fantasy setting that's also set in the modern era. I love the future. I love the way they implemented like futuristic and like sort of cyberpunky things like the digital screens, the floating cars and shit. but
Hmm.
also in this still fantasy world where there's knights and dragons and stuff. It was so fucking cool. Like the world building was so detailed for such a short movie
Yeah, I
that's
was
never
surprised
gonna
how
get
long
any
it
sort
was.
of sequel or anything. It's fucking sick.
Well, you don't
No,
know that.
no,
Well,
it won't because there wasn't another Nimona book,
yeah.
and also,
Oh, really?
yeah, it was only one Nimona book. It's a kids book. Usually, kids
True.
books don't. Usually, kids books don't. Sorry, usually kids books don't end up getting like a sequel.
True.
And even then, I don't really think it needs a sequel. I think
God, no.
we need to enter into an age where we simply just have really good movies that could do with a sequel, but frankly don't need it. Bring
Mm.
back I think we as a society, I think a lot of people when they were younger wished for sequels to things like Star Wars and endless Star Trek because there was an allure with the fact that it ended. You were drawn into the world, and instead of answering that call with responding with brand new pieces of art that were inspired by it, people just simply asked for more of it, which then ends up with the fact that we have like 22 billion Star Wars shows. And
Mm.
I think for good pieces of art, I do think that we just need to accept um, that we just need to accept that some things are going to be finite, and that's okay.
What if I don't wanna?
Well, then you know what you can do, Cameron. Write your own story that's inspired by
Yeah,
everything
Cameron,
else
that's
you've
what
seen.
fan fiction is for.
That too.
Hold on. All right,
Um,
we're doing our check of AO3. Hold on.
no, of course. Oh my God, Nimona would be so far up
Yeah,
there.
exactly. I'm seeing how many works there are.
This isn't like
1,186.
Yeah, that checks out.
that's less than I was expecting,
It
actually.
is less than I was. Hold on, how many are in English?
Well, it's been a year.
It's been 2 years. 1,159 are in English. So, damn, only 30 are not in English.
Damn,
That's so funny.
that's impressive.
That's very impressive. Damn.
Yeah, because art style wise, Nemona's concept art is very similar to Kung Fu Panda's concept art. But I honestly think that the concept art for Kung Fu Panda was lost a little bit in style because they made Poe like really fluffy and fuzzy and made him realistic.
Hmm.
And like Kung Fu Panda looks good. I'm not gonna deny that Kung Fu Panda doesn't look good, but like in I'm really glad that animation studios, even though Blue Sky is gone forever, I'm really glad that like
Rest in
animation.
peace.
Rest in peace,
Rest in peace,
Rio
Blue Sky.
Studio.
Rio, we could
UK.
have had Rio 3.
Um,
Did we want that?
Yes. The first two are great.
I actually don't know how to feel about the Rio movies.
Oh,
Didn't
the
really
birds
like.
of a feather. Look, man, I watched the Rio movie to recover from watching Mad God, okay? I don't know what you want from me.
Oh, okay, fine.
I watched
Fine, I'll
Full
give you that.
Monty and Rio.
Hey, man, go. Okay, no, actually, I'm not gonna make that argument.
Chris, you were gonna say something?
Nah,
No, go on, say something. Dude.
I've forgotten anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
That's real. I had it. Do you guys want to hear what I wrote on Letterboxd about this movie after I watched it, like straight after?
Sure.
Mhm. Reviews. Galaxy Quest. I've given a lot of movies like 4 to 5 stars recently. I've noticed. I just like movies. Ahem. Plugging my letterbox. The greatest fear associated with kaiju is that we shall be victim to how nature sees us. That a creature which makes us seem like ants shall treat us with the same contempt that we do with the natural world. The fear of recourse on an unimaginable scale is what drives society's fear of the kaiju. I had that feeling when like Nimona was was rampaging through the city that it finally clicked as to what makes big monsters scary. it's not simply that it's a big monster. It's the lowering in the food chain. It's the complete toppling of the belief that humans are the most dominant species when there is just a big hulking lizard that goes through a city. It is realizing the horrors of being hunted down and eaten for sport by something that is much bigger than us. And even though the society could show contempt to the natural world, contempt to that which is different of it, which is why through the whole film they treat things like Nimona with contempt. The moment that humanity has a single bit of like a buyback from that which it treats with malice, eh, we seem to completely be in total shock. I don't know. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Kind
So
of
anything from
boring.
Nimona?
Pardon?
Kind of boring.
Well, I was pointing out that we're mentioning monsters in like the Nimona episode. So like, so anyway,
So,
Nimona.
so Pacific Rim.
Ah, yes.
How do you
So
think
Pete
Nimona?
mentioned.
How do you think Nimona would fare in Pacific Rim?
Oh,
Do you
How
think?
big is her monster form?
Well, do you think Nimona would want to pilot a Jaeger?
no, I think the
Yeah,
Jaegers would be. I
actually.
think the Jaegers would be racist.
I don't
Damn.
think the Jaegers are like tools. The guy is inside. Unless
Yeah,
this
like
is
the Jaeger pilots. I think they'd be racist.
Nimona's monster form.
Please back me up on this.
I'm not going
No,
to
I'm
actually.
not.
Ah,
You are alone.
Too bad. So sad.
man.
Um.
Now the Jaeger pilots from Pacific Rim 2 are definitely racist.
Yeah, but you told us not to count that film.
Yeah, because they're racist.
Anyway, should we move on to cookies?
Ooh,
I'm gonna give this film a 4.5 out of stars.
respectable.
Only because, like you, I've had some things which are 5 stars, and this film nearly made me cry. It did not make me cry, it nearly made me cry. My
Hmm.
my tears were jerking, but they remained edging until the end of the film.
You
Never
did not.
blew,
You did not go.
I did not blow my tear load to this film.
You are
Oh, I now
wrong.
want to vomit.
Huh? Sorry, I
I
zoned
now
out for
wish
a
to
second.
vomit.
That's okay.
Don't worry.
It's very late, so we should probably move on to move on to cookies. It's a really great film. I think it really does sum up the non-binary experience.
I do. I also think this is a great movie for kids to watch. Like maybe not for maybe the kids that are like 6, 7 below, but like really when they start to think about and like when they really start to get those gender stereotypes to settle in, this is probably a really good movie to demonstrate um how it could be shaken up.
It's like
Um,
12 or something.
Hmm?
It's like 10, 12.
I'd say like that 8, 9, 10 range.
I feel as though it would go way over their head by that age.
Mm, yeah, possibly. I don't know. I think I'd have to really do a lot more uh, work with that age group first before I can recommend a specific age. But it is good for when those stereotypes begin to set in. So in terms of hmm, now I actually have to think of a cookie. I enjoyed this movie too much to think about cookies. When I have a cookie prepared, it's usually the movie is kind of shit because it means I'm thinking about something else.
Kaya, do you have a cookie?
Um, Yeah, so I was gonna give Mr. Golden Boy, you know those Arnott's cookies, like the what's it like the Monte Cristo cookies or whatever? Do you know the
Oh
ones?
yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna
yeah.
give him one of those. Hold on.
Oh, okay,
I'll,
yeah.
I'll look up a photo. Monte Carlo, that's what they're called.
Mm.
I'm trying to
So
think what.
who have we given cookies to so far?
You can pick the same person, Chris.
We've changed the ruling.
That it was never a rule to begin with.
I thought it was.
No.
No, you just made
You
that
guys have
up.
yelled at me every time.
No,
You're the
you've
one who
yelled
yells
at.
at us.
No.
Run it back.
You know,
Run the clip.
glory for the greatest glorious crusade against something that probably didn't exist for a long time, but came back and is happenstantially real. And I will give them a double chocolate chip cookie, I guess.
Because it's not
I'm
real.
not going to be creative for this one, pal.
It's okay,
It
you
made
only
you
woke up
understand.
like less than an hour ago.
It made you understand the non-binary experience, yet you won't be creative with it. Tisk, 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 tisk,
You're
tisk.
goddamn right.
Well,
Goated, Chris.
I think I'm gonna give my cookie to. I'm torn between Ballister and Todd. Like, so Todd
Fucking
is
Who's
Todd.
Todd again?
the knight who's
The
like
dick.
an asshole,
Ah.
the dick knight, the one who is afraid of whales.
That was probably the funniest recurring bit.
You didn't tell us he was in league with the whales.
It's a whale! I love
And
hearing
like the
myself
tiny
echoes in
whale.
Chris's mic.
I love the tiny whale. Peak
Tiny
comedy.
You know what? I'm gonna give Ballister was simply too good of a character. I'm gonna give Ballister. What's the gayest cookie?
I could give you an easy answer to that, but that's not going to be satisfying.
You really are. Hold on.
Whoa.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Excuse me?
I'm kidding. It was a joke. Let me look up gayest cookie. Pride and wear it purple. The gayest cookies on the internet.
Okay.
Gay cookies.
Gay cookie.
Homosexual cookies. You know what? I'm gonna give him one of those like chocolate chip biscuits, but instead of chocolate chip, it's gonna have Smarties in it.
Okay,
Ooh.
so a Dotty cookie?
Yeah, like a Dotty cookie. Yeah, like a Dotty cookie.
Sorry, that's just what they
Mm.
call them at my work.
Wait, really? They call them Dotty cookies at a random place that I won't say as to not dox you.
Yeah, we have a Dotty cookie, a chocolate chip cookie, white chocolate and macadamia, and a blueberry and granola, which looks like shit.
Sounds like shit.
I'm gonna have to ask you to get some samples for the podcast. Can you expand our range?
Hold up. What's our opinions on what's our opinions on white chocolate?
Based.
No.
Okay, here's the thing,
It's a
right?
no. It's a no.
So my work has white chocolate syrup, so you could do like a white chocolate, hot chocolate, or like a white chocolate mocha and stuff. And I came to a realization that I hate like white chocolate syrup, but I like white chocolate as chocolate. Like the Lindt chocolate, like the Lindor balls, I love those. But like, yeah, I don't know. I think it's just the syrup is too sweet to put in coffee.
Yeah, fair enough.
I have had white chocolate syrup. It's not bad. White chocolate, on the other hand, is God's punishment to man.
Oh, thank you. Someone that fucking agrees with me.
Bro.
White chocolate fucking sucks.
It really does.
And I mean that unapologetically.
I'm very impartial on this. I really don't care. I prefer dark chocolate.
Yes! Finally, join me.
I
Join me,
think
my
milk
brethren.
chocolate's my favorite.
That's a fair opinion.
Like,
though.
okay, here's the thing. I like
Why?
I like white chocolate, but I would choose milk or dark over white chocolate.
Okay,
But I
I'll
still
accept
like white
milk or
chocolate.
dark. I appreciate you saying milk or dark because I think dark is probably the best.
Anyway, this was a weird tangent. Spin the wheel?
Yeah.
Cameron still hasn't given a cookie.
My cookie is oh fuck. Oh shit.
I don't think that's a cookie.
Go on, bro.
A
Spin the
shit
wheel.
cookie.
What? The shit cookie.
You're
No,
not gonna eat a cookie. You're not gonna eat the
I'm gonna
Childcare
give Ballister one of the cookies that are in does technically Domino's cookies count as like pizza cookies? Would we count that?
Brother.
Yeah, no, that counts.
Fine.
Oh hell yeah. Okay. That's my answer.
A cookie's a cookie, man.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking love cookies. Alright.
Fucking love cookies, dude.
I love it when websites offer to give me a cookie.
Okay,
waiting.
so
I always click accept.
predictions. I'm hoping that we get David Lynch's Dune. R.I.P. King.
Yeah, he died
Rest. Oh
today.
yeah, we're
Yeah, we're
that
literally
dates
recording
this
this on the
episode
day. Yeah.
on the day of David Lynch's death. Rest in peace, my goat.
I'm not changing my opinion. Give me Conan or kill me now.
Nah, fair enough.
I can't believe we got Conan and MK1 before we got Conan on this podcast.
That's so funny.
Huh?
Fuck you.
There's Conan in Mortal Kombat 1 now.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would show
Yeah,
that.
it's like the second Arnold Schwarzenegger character. Because they have the Terminator as well.
Oh yeah.
What do you want, Cameron?
Oh, after this, I'm feeling like I need to stay away from homosexual media for a while. Get away from those wokies. So so I'm gonna have to go with The Devil Wears Prada.
Wow.
You know, the
Be
straightest
down for
film
Devil
known to
Wears
man.
Prada.
The straightest film known to man.
I just want Batman.
Oh yeah, that's the second straightest film known to man.
I just want Batman. I just want Batman.
You good there?
I need Batman. I need my dad.
Spin the wheel, fucko.
Spin the
Well, we have to do what we
wheel.
don't want. Oh, fuck.
What do you not want? Quickly.
I don't know. Oh,
Watchmen.
oh,
Your
oh,
pig.
let's fucking go!
Oh,
Let's fuck. I hate that it's still the wrong year. I
Oh.
hate that it's still the wrong year.
is that the fight of '87?
Listen.
That's the reason we kept it.
Let's fucking
Um,
go.
the
We called
David
it.
the ghost of David Lynch is watching this podcast.
Let's go.
David Lynch is secretly a big fan.
I fucking hope not. He would be so ashamed.
He was listening to the Renfield episode when he died.
What's notable about that one?
Full takes. Go ahead on that.
The Alex
I
is
don't
still
know.
streaming.
Oh wow, Pornhub browser. What the fuck, Alex? Not even in private, man. Like, come on.
So,
Join us next week.
Hold on. Quick question.
what?
Yeah.
So when it comes to the Dune, so there's two versions. There's one that I'm gonna be watching, and it's a extended cut of everything that was cut
I'm not
And
watching
it's
the
like,
extended cut, Cameron.
fuck! It's like 3.5 hours long.
Exactly,
Not
I'm
doing
not
that.
watching
Okay,
that
so
shit.
you guys will do a Zack Snyder drinking game with the shittiest movie I've ever watched, but not peak.
Okay,
Yes.
we should actually like set a date to like watch this together, either online or at someone's house.
Why?
I just feel as though we could like actually talk some opinion before the podcast.
I feel like you'll need it.
No.
I'm sort of.
Alright.
Look, we'll discuss it. Anyway, thank you for listening to the MovieJar podcast and an incredibly low energy episode. Please go watch more movies, and if you don't watch a movie, you're getting gassed. You're getting gassed. I'm gonna throw a gas grenade through your window, and I'm gonna kill you. Anyway, good night, everyone. Sweet
Good.
dreams.
Bye.
See ya.